Hello, everyone. I have been listening to a lot of stories about scams and some of the tactics that MLMs use to try and get people into them to drum up business and increase their pool. But we all know that they're just going to end up being bad for those involved and those who invested into it. And although I've never been a part of one of these MLMs, I was, however, part of what I would call a scam a couple years ago. And I think it's a good idea for me to give a little history on it because it didn't seem like one in the beginning. This opportunity, if you want to call it that, came to me through an advertisement that was through social media. And I'm pretty sure this came to me because I had been looking up ways to make money easily around my job and also some side income. And you know how this works. They literally just give it right to you so you can be sucked into it. Because at the time, I was in a bad money situation and I was working myself almost ragged. Now, I'm not in that place anymore, but I recognize the feeling and I recognize that you can be in such a deep, dark situation that you're willing to accept things and you are willing to go along with stuff that may seem shady, but you don't care. You are such in a bad situation, you're going to do it. How this came to you is an advertisement for, I don't remember what company it was, but it seemed like a legitimate thing. All you had to do was you paid the shipping for this decal that came. And we got the decal, you put on the back of your car. And the idea was it was an advertisement and they had to text either the message or it was like, actually, I'm pretty sure it was a message. Come to think of it. It was a message through this certain number that sent them either the information or it sent them the link to this service or program. Now, the funny thing, though, is at the time when you read it, it says, when you read it, if you were like me and you read all the details of it, you didn't need to put any money down for this. In fact, you only needed to start paying to have this sticker after a certain time, and it gave you the ability to cancel it, which that's kind of a red flag. But you know, if you are really up to date with what's going on in your life and you can remember this, yeah, you know, give it a try and you can cancel before this time comes. Well, I spent the money for the shipping. It wasn't that much. I got the decal. It wasn't a fake. I put it on the car and I drove and I saw nothing. Now, one of my friends who had been in my apartment complex looked at it, and one of the first things he told me was, that message is way too long for people to remember, and it's way too complicated to even get it all. So there's probably no way that they're going to even know that it's your message or that you're getting any credit for it. Now, that's not the part that makes this scam. That's not. Because just because you don't make money doesn't mean it's jank. Now, this was years ago, too. This was before we had a lot more laws and rules about texting while driving. I'm pretty sure this would just look really bad right now. How this turned into what I think is a possible scam is every once in a while you get these emails from this company group telling you about what's going on and other opportunities. Now, in one of these emails, you had to read really carefully. It said, in probably the most unsuspicious area ever on there, that they have changed the date of the renewal, meaning at that point, you would start being charged. Now, this was not sent directly to you, and this was not something that was sent with any importance. In fact, unless you were like me, super detail oriented, you probably wouldn't even have recognized this. So, expecting you to not pay for that long and then get charged directly on your account, well, that would have been just easy profit. In fact, everybody like me who probably got suckered in, unless you had read that, well, they would have walked away with your money. I jumped on it. I did all the steps to cancel it, and it was not the easiest thing in the world. You had to send so many messages. You had to validate what was going on, and only then did it fall off. And I had to check my account for days and days afterwards to make sure that it truly did not charge me. And even then, after that, I still was wondering if I was still going to get any ghost charges on it. The good news is, no, it didn't. So in that regard, no, they didn't end up screwing me over. But the only way I didn't get screwed over was because I was vigilant and read almost every single message they sent me. So, if you find yourself looking up these messages or these programs about how to side hustle, how to make extra income, these things don't come necessarily screaming at you that there's going to be, this bait and switch on you. But they are there, and they will come get you. And considering we're not only in a pandemic right now, but there's a lot of people still struggling, I know I'm not the only one who almost got suckered into this crap. But anyway, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has experienced this, and everybody should still, remain vigilant for their life and what's going on with them. All right.